This video is brought to you by Rocket Money. Stick around to hear more about the special offer they're providing to the entire upper echelon community. Alright, today, once again, we're going to be talking about AI, like everyone is right now, because the corporate landscape of research and development, R&D, at least over the past few months, has gone from being a veritable black box of total secrecy to a Cold War-style arms race between a number of different technology companies commanding over $6 trillion of economic power. Those companies, among many other sizable players, are Microsoft, Apple, Google, OpenAI, and Amazon. In reality, the list is much, much larger. It's honestly not feasible to even try and give a precise number of corporate entities that are currently fixated on artificial intelligence and machine learning, and funding it to the tune of billions of dollars in the process, because nearly every single major technology company on Earth right now is looking for applications and attempting to develop their own proprietary tech. Social media? Yeah, all of them are actively working on AI, ranging in purpose from feed curation to content ad serving. Healthcare? Yup. Healthcare companies even, like Johnson & Johnson, are attempting to develop new applications of the technology for patient services, skincare, and more. Hell, even something like Replica now exists, which operates more akin to a pseudo-sexual asynchronous cyber girlfriend above anything else, pushing millions of everyday people to start talking to a chatbot instead of a friend or relationship partner, rather than pursuing actual human interactions. Suffice it to say, I find myself becoming rather depressed lately as I witness an explosion in what some might call false humanity, which is now being dressed up as some sort of deeply innovative, one-size-fits-all technological revolution. It's easy to start believing that, it really is, and programs like ChatGPT certainly do boggle the mind when you first pick them up, but when the euphoria dissipates, when the mysticism has been washed away, all that remains is incredibly dangerous technology that is being blindly pursued as it hurtles toward the collective human race like a digital meteor. Maybe that sounds hyperbolic, I get it, but I guess we're going to find out sooner rather than later. First things first, the line between what is real and what is fake when it comes to purely online digital content has never been weaker. Some people familiar with the subject will steadfastly maintain that they can still spot the fakes, but the truth is, machine learning and audiovisual AI programs designed to mimic human faces, voices, and speech patterns have already progressed to a level where they are capable of deceiving a large section of the public. As an example, and I have talked about this one before, so I'll try not to rehash too much, we can look at modern American celebrity culture. Shallow, vapid, materialistic, yes, yes, and yes, but when a viral deepfake effort to mimic the appearance of Tom Cruise took place in late 2021, youth singer Justin Bieber, or whoever operates his social media account at least, maybe not him in particular, failed to determine that the videos were fake and responded to them as if they were real. Strictly speaking, this was a relatively harmless interaction. One celebrity spoke to another celebrity over their social media accounts, if it was even them talking, challenged him to a boxing match, who cares, whatever. But what matters is that a fake video was made through machine learning, AI deepfake technology, close enough to reality so as to be believably impersonating the victim, which spurred celebrity responses on social media as if the content were real. That story has a bit of a happy ending, actually. The people responsible for all of it received funding, believe it or not, and a simple TikTok video impersonating Tom Cruise became a multi-million-dollar startup. However, as innocent as that particular example might seem to be, the implications behind the technology are anything but. Alright, before going further, it's time for today's video sponsor, which is Rocket Money. Formerly known as Truebill, Rocket Money is an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. More specifically, the Personal Finance Manager allows you to manage subscriptions, lower bills, monitor your credit score, and build up your savings all in one place. As a personal anecdote here, I consider myself pretty good at managing my finances. Seeing all of your subscriptions laid out bare in one single place like that is a great motivator to make changes and be much more cost effective. I've started to cancel a number of streaming services, for example, and help lower my monthly bills as a result. On top of that, I can monitor my credit score and set budgets by category to help with certain frivolous spending habits, we'll call them, where small charges add up and make a pretty big impact. Adding this in after the initial ad read as a side note, Rocket Money will actually help you negotiate bills. Simply upload a photo of your bill and authorize them to do so, and they will renegotiate your payments from cable to internet service and even phone bills. To save more and spend less, you can join 3.4 million existing members who use Rocket Money right now today. Of course, it's a sponsorship, so I do have a special connection. If you go to rocketmoney.com/UEG or click the link down below in the description, you can get started for free right now or unlock even more features with a premium subscription. Again, rocketmoney.com/UEG to get started for free, link down below in the description. Big thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring the channel. How many people watching this have heard of ChatGPT? The answer should be almost everyone, because not only have I covered it multiple times, but countless other creators, media outlets, and publications have been fixating on ChatGPT for literal months. It's an interesting tool, truly it is, but understanding the corporate landscape in the background takes this from being an exciting new technological development to a demented hellscape of applications that we, as humanity in total, simply are not ready for, and should not even be attempting at this point in time. Obviously, that part is my opinion, yes, but hopefully everyone will see why. ChatGPT is probably the most common household name in AI chatbot technology right now, but it certainly isn't alone in that regard. After its explosive debut and subsequent $30 billion potential valuation, the public-facing launch of ChatGPT kicked off a corporate arms race, if you will, between a number of substantially powerful social media and technology companies, primarily Google and Microsoft. I could spend quite a bit of time discussing further competitors, but for the sake of simplicity, Google has spent roughly $4 billion on proprietary AI technology fueled by the nearly insurmountable data that they are able to collect from web searches and YouTube traffic. $100 million here for avatar AI generation technology, $300 million there to an AI research company, and the list goes on and on. Their goal? Perfect and commercialize an AI-blended search function for the internet called Bard. And I know there might be some more technical terminology here, but blended AI search function is the closest I can come up with to describe an internet search engine that also uses AI text bot responses in order to serve up answers for a query. On the other end of the spectrum, Microsoft has begun pouring billions of dollars into their own version of an AI search engine based on Bing, which apparently might be codenamed Sydney, while also dumping $10 billion into OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, making it, as far as the most recent numbers I was able to find confirm, the current largest corporate spender in artificial intelligence as an industry, with Google's parent company, Alphabet, rapidly gaining on them. That's all well and good, but why does it matter? It matters because modern society is not ready for what this battle will cause, owing to the fact that neither party is adequately concerned about potential harm and seem unilaterally fixated on competitively ratcheting up the pace above all other options. ChatGPT harvested enormous market share and value as a result of its explosive popularity and rise, and its first mover advantage as well, in a way, which seems to have demonstrated that the tremendous gain from being first far outweighs the possible drawbacks, leaving gargantuan corporate powerhouses on the precipice of an escalating AI arms race where the winner may take a massive chunk out of their competitor's business model, which neither company is willing to entertain. The disruption here will be severe. In the span of just a few months, the internet has been rocked by the widespread novel ability for people, all people really, with an internet connection, to simply type and generate comprehensive artistic images, which are advancing towards photorealistic quality with every day that passes. They can generate text of almost anything they desire, with very small initial prompts, which is not rooted at all in the slightest in factual accuracy of any kind, and has been demonstrated to be incredibly biased by a number of sources on top of that. This goes down to political roots and divides in America. It's deeply biased as a result of its training data. I myself have a video on the subject that is imperfect, I'll say, but still, the general premise is very concerning. Anecdotally, one can go to social media and find thousands of results immediately where people are plugging questions into ChatGPT and regurgitating the outputs as if they are true or factual. But when we really sit down and think, what is actually about to happen? In my opinion, we are standing looking out over the edge of a cliff where we just can't see the bottom. The smartest people among us keep pretending that it's okay for us to jump, and we should jump because it's our scientific obligation, but in reality, we really don't have any idea. Think about it. Right now, we are perfecting technology where anyone who wants to can produce hyper-accurate images just by typing them into a prompt box. Cool? Yes. Fun? Absolutely, at least sometimes. But what happens when the accuracy of those images gets too close to reality? Setting aside the massive lawsuits that will and are emerging from all this already, such as Getty Images angling to sue Stability AI as a result of replicated visual content, resulting from the program almost precisely copying images from its training data, what we have is a definable yet complex problem. Multiple companies, currently led by a few industry behemoths, such as Microsoft and Google, or Alphabet, the parent company of Google, are racing to get their own versions of an AI chatbot perfected and implemented into a search engine while gauging against each other how fast to move. Neither company wants to be last. In fact, they're dead set against it, pushing them into an all-out race because even if it's slightly broken or quirky or dangerous, it needs to hit the market and get traction before their competitor. And this kind of competitive cycle can be seen all over the tech industry, by the way. This is not anything new. Think about Microsoft versus Sony. Those two companies compete with regards to console hardware, but the basic reality is they fight each other. Price cuts, rushed deadlines, spontaneous announcements, etc. These companies have a long history of and continuously engage in targeted efforts to be first, undercut their competition, and earn as much as they possibly can from any given market. That's all well and good, right? The business model works and it's okay for console hardware, as an example, until you have generative AI, which can produce incredible amounts of content, which is now the subject of a corporate battle for market supremacy, leading to all the same competitive tactics, but using a piece of technology that comes with unavoidable and horrifying downside societal risks. Example, Microsoft's AI-supported Bing experiment, we'll call it, began rapidly calling users its enemy and proclaiming that it didn't want anyone interfering with it or harming it. In various conversations, Microsoft's AI would allege that it committed crimes, spied on people's personal information, or spit out emotionally manipulative, verifiable lies. On the other side, Google's Bard experiment immediately, as like the very first thing it ever did, began to post blatantly false information, such as a claim based on web searches of its own platform that the James Webb Space Telescope had taken the very first pictures of a planet outside of our own solar system, which is obviously a complete fabrication. I know it might seem like I'm rambling at this point, but bear with me because all of it will hopefully make sense when tied together. Generative AI is rapidly becoming capable of producing photorealistic content simply from a few words. It's not there yet, okay, it's not quite there, I'll be totally honest here, but it's rapidly getting closer and no one can deny that fact. Voice and audio generative AI is already capable of producing highly similar, nearly indistinguishable audio, which can even be modeled after actual people if there's enough training data. Meanwhile, Google and Microsoft are racing to compete with new internet search technology by incorporating chatbot AI into their search engines, which have defaulted to spitting out broken, factually untrue information that is oftentimes indecipherable from what they spit out that's true. And what are search engines fundamentally, if we really think about it, if not the world's largest on-ramp for people seeking truthful information, whereas these chatbots are very clearly starting to muddy the waters. Put it all together and what do you get? You get chaos. Multiple companies race to get a product out first for maximum gain, of course, that's their general ethos in the space, but none of them have a version even remotely ready for widespread use. Our ability to create fictitious images, audio, and video has never been more advanced than it is today right now, all the while leaving us with a dwindling ability to even decipher what is real and what is fake. Children are in school generating their homework with AI language tools, failing to learn even basic skill sets. Now, they are working on counter tools to be able to take a block of text and identify whether or not it was created by AI chatbot technology, but right now I believe that that only has a 1 out of 6 positive hit rate, which means that they've created the tech to generate stuff without being able to identify what was generated by that technology, and obviously the ability to create is rapidly outpacing our ability to decipher what is true and what is not or where it comes from. That's already been a problem online, but it's much more of a problem right now. Images are flooding artistic platforms, causing an uproar in the creative community. That's been going on a long time. There was even an artist strike, if you will, where they tried to disrupt the program producing these images with like an AI with a line through it. It was just a general artist protest. But regardless, the long-standing avenue for people to seek information on top of all this, internet search engines, as biased as they may have been for the past few years, are actively being supplanted by AI systems that currently spit out false information and unbelievably biased responses that many people will be unable to discern as fake. I've talked about it before, but I find myself fixating on something called the deepfake inflection point, which I understand now might be better described as the AI inflection point. We are on a razor's edge, where careless advancement could result in a widespread schism between fact and fiction. We already grapple with misinformation on a daily basis in our society, so think about how much worse it could get. That's already a problem, but it's about to get a whole hell of a lot worse because people will be able to impersonate voices, faces, photographs, and videos all at the same time easily with the touch of a button, while their once relied upon ability to search for and gather information through online search portals like Google or Bing is subjected to a whole new layer of falsified and factually incorrect responses that are highly biased based on their training data from all sorts of different sources and language bots that we really just don't understand. If you combine this with a now mainstream ability to purchase falsified metrics on social media, such as bot traffic and other boosted engagement, which I've demonstrated in a separate video where I spent less than $1,000 and ran the largest Twitter spaces in the world for a day, and this tracks for Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of them, You arrive at what seems like kind of a nightmare scenario in which what you see, right down to the very people in your voice calls and video chats, may not be real. And we're not quite there yet, but we are rapidly approaching the point in time where someone can fabricate a complete identity with face, voice, social media profiles, engagement, traffic, everything, and then blend in with society. The information you get from the neural network AI search functions might be, and probably is to a degree, flat out wrong or deeply, deeply biased, and all of it continuing to spiral deeper and deeper into a chasm of uncertainty because massive corporations are locked in a technological battle for supremacy of an emerging market that we really, truly should be more careful about pursuing. That's it. Maybe I'm just a doomer. I don't know. But this shit seems like it's spiraling out of control, definitively spiraling out of control. And I don't see not one single justifiable reason why we as humans actually need to go down this pathway at a breakneck pace. I don't see any reason to back that up. We really should just stop and rethink this. But yeah, that's a pipe dream. If you want to support, please check out the links down below. Merchandise, social media, the video sponsor, of course, alternative platforms, etc., etc. But I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.